Today we are going to work into hip mobility. So we're going to be doing lots of gentle movements within the hip joints. If at any point anything feels like too much for you, hopefully it won't. It's going to be pretty gentle, but if it does, please listen to your body and only go to what feels good for you. So to start practice today, we are going to start in a nice seated posture. So your choice, as always, legs crossed or extended, whatever feels good for you. Hands can rest on the legs, on the lap. Again, find what feels natural, somewhere that feels like a gentle place to rest. And once you're ready, gently draw your eyes closed. We'll take the next couple of moments to allow ourselves to arrive here and now. Take a couple big cleansing breaths, really exaggerating the length of your inhales and exhales. Just allowing yourself to feel the breath in the body as you begin to arrive within. Take a moment to let go of and release everything that has happened this week. Imagine it all just drifting away from you. Doing the same with anything that's left to do today or for the rest of the week, for next week. All that stuff has its time and place. This time is for you to be with yourself. So let it all go and really give yourself permission to be here fully. Take a couple big breaths, just breathing into the space that you're in right now. And begin to bring your awareness to your posture. So make sure that we're sitting up nice and tall, every vertebra stacked one on top of another. Crown of the head reaches up towards the ceiling, so the chin's about parallel with the ground. Begin to relax the shoulders down away from the ears, soften the chest and the belly. And also relax your facial expression, so soften the forehead, the eyes, relax the jaw. Can you continue to feel your breath? So just notice the inhales, the exhales, and where you feel them manifest within your body. Notice that as we're here, simply feeling the breath, the mind will wander, it will think, and that's okay. As we're here throughout practice today, our job is not to turn the mind off. It's to be with ourselves as we are, to notice the thoughts that arise, to be with our body as we move throughout different shapes, and to love everything for what it is right now. So again, when you get distracted, you simply come back, let go of judgments and what you think your practice should look like. All that matters is that you're here right now. Take another big breath or two, really anchoring yourself in the breath, allowing yourself to arrive for practice. Once you're ready, gently peel the eyes open, find somewhere to look on the ground ahead of you. Take a couple more breaths. Again, feel the breath in the body. Allow your mind to sink to the body, noticing every aspect of your inhales and exhales. Whenever your next inhale arises, straighten your legs, and if you need to kind of bounce the knees around, feel free to do so. Exhale once you get there. On your next inhale, step the feet in towards you. So the feet will step in about hips distance across, maybe slightly wider. The knees will be bent. Exhale once you get there. Hands can be by the sides. They can also be slightly behind you. On your next inhale, pull the chest forward, so lengthen the back body. Exhale, knees drop over to the left-hand side, so pause. We're going to take a moment here to observe. We want to only drop the knees to a point that right hip stays on the ground. So we're not trying to lift the hip up and go all the way over, just so the hip stays on the ground, okay? So then inhale back to center, exhale to the right. Again, just a slight little turn of the knees. Inhale up, Exhale, left. Let's pause for a couple moments. Keep pulling the heart forward and up towards the ceiling above you. Relax the jaw, soften your gaze. One more big breath here. On your next inhale, come back to center. Exhale slightly to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. So we're just opening and wakening up the hip joints here. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Then we're going to hold on the right. So pause with the knees in the air toward the right-hand side. Again, make sure you're still anchoring down, pressing that left hip down to the mat. Should feel contact there. Take about one more big breath here. Perfect. Inhale, come back to center. And then on your exhale, the knees are going to fall out to the side, butterfly legs. So the feet will come in towards each other, knees out to the side. Try to resist bringing the heels super close to you here. We're just waking up the hips, so we don't want to go super deep. Come back to your breath once you get here, and same concept. We're going to kind of flow in this. So on your next inhale, can you just bring the knees up slightly? Feet will touch on the insides. Exhale, lower. So like a butterfly flapping its wings, hands can be on the ground. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Let's do one more round. Inhale to lift. Good job. Exhale, lower. On your next inhale, heart pulls forward if you'd like. Hands can come to the ankles. And on your exhale, we're just going to begin to dive the heart forward. So I'm going to turn so you can see me. Just like we practice with our forward folds, we're really trying to find length in the back body as we drop the body forward, rather than curving and really reaching for those toes. So really try to find lots of length. Pause here, relax your jaw, soften your shoulders, and breathe to the hips. Notice what you feel here. Couple more big breaths, soften your eyes, relax your gaze. Perfect, one more big breath. On your next inhale, come on up. Exhale, close those legs and then swing them behind you. Tabletop position, hands and knees. Inhale once you get there. And then exhale, child's pose. So big toes touch, knees spread wide, sink the hips back to the heels, and allow your body to drape down towards the mat. Take a couple moments here, pause in child's pose. Just notice how you feel. Maybe you even sway the hips side to side, letting yourself sink down. Shoulders relax down, the back body away from the ears. On your inhales, can you feel your back body physically expand? On your exhales, can you feel your body melt down towards the ground? Take a couple more big breaths here, just allowing yourself to reconnect if you've lost the connection with your breath. Beautiful. On your next inhale, come back up, tabletop position, hands and knees. On the exhale, lower yourself all the way down to the belly. So we're going to flip over to our right-hand side. So kind of rotate. Come on over to your right-hand side. And you bring your elbow under your shoulder, forearm on the ground. So if at any point this feels like too much on your elbow, you can totally fold your mat under and then place your elbow on that for a little extra padding. So just FYI, if it feels like too much, your feet will stack, legs extend in front of you. Hand can be by your hip, it can really be anywhere. We're gonna start with clamshell. So we're actually gonna bend the knees so they're at a 90-degree angle. So notice I just kind of brought my knees up towards us, feet stayed stacked. All right, exhale. From here on your next inhale, can you lift your top knee like you're opening a book so the feet stay touching? Yeah. Exhale, lower down. Keep pressing through the bottom hand. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. This time we're going to hold in the open position. So inhale, open, pause. You should feel that left glute working here. Let's take two more big breaths. Again, press through that bottom elbow. One more big breath. Good job. Exhale, slowly lower, and then straighten those legs back out. Great job. We're going to do leg lifts next. On your next inhale, can you lift that top foot up? Yeah, exhale, lower just to a hover. Two more times, then we hold. Inhale, lift, squeeze. Exhale, lower. You're doing great. One more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. This time we're going to hold lifted. So when you're ready, inhale, lift. Pause. 3 big breaths here. Again, should feel the side of the hip working here now. One more big breath. You got it. Awesome. Exhale, lower down. Okay, we got one more movement here. Might feel that shoulder working. That's okay. So I like to call this rainbows next. So on your next inhale, lift your top foot up. On the exhale, lower it down to the ground behind your bottom foot. Inhale up, and then exhale, lower it to the ground in front of your foot. So like you're drawing a little arc, like a rainbow. Inhale up, exhale back. Inhale up, exhale forward. 2 more rounds. Inhale up, exhale back. Again, should feel that hip working. Inhale up, exhale forward. 1 more round. Inhale up, exhale back. Last time. Inhale up, exhale forward. Beautiful. Inhale up, back to center. Exhale, stack the legs. Come back down to your belly, stack your palms, and rest your forehead on top of your hands. Let's take a couple moments, allow the shoulder and the hips to relax. Take a couple big breaths. If you even want to kind of wiggle your hips side to side towards the ground, feel free to do so. You can come back to your breath. So notice how you're feeling, notice where your mind is at. Can you find your way back to feeling your inhales and exhales? Maybe you notice the heart beating in the chest. Just tune into your body. Let yourself be here and now. Alrighty, you guys ready for the other side? So on your inhale, lift your head up. Exhale, roll over to the other side. So you're going to face the opposite way. I'm going to turn to the opposite direction on my mat. So you'll see my face while I'm instructing, but yeah, you'll just flip over to the other side. So you'll come up on your elbow, forearm, hand flat on the ground. Again, if you need more padding, fold your mat over 1 or 2 times. Leg stack, we're gonna start with a clamshell. So top hand, again, can be on your hips, really anywhere you'd like, but bend your knees, feet flex. You ready for this? All right. On your next inhale, open up like a book. Exhale, lower. 2 more than we hold. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. 1 more inhale, open up. Exhale, lower. All right, we're gonna hold open. So inhale, open up, pause. Again, you should feel that right glute working now. Keep pressing down through your bottom elbow. 1 more big breath here, you got it. Beautiful. Exhale, lower down and straighten your legs back out. Take a big breath or 2 here. This time we're gonna lift up and lower. So whenever your next inhale arises, top leg lifts. Just as high as it feels good for you. Exhale, lower just to a hover. 2 more than we hold. Inhale, lift on up. Exhale, lower. Last one that we hold. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. All right, let's hold it. Inhale, lift on up. Pause. Couple big breaths here. Should feel the outside of the right hip working. Let's take 2 more big breaths. Keep pressing down through that bottom hand. Last one. Exhale, lower. Beautiful job. We're going to do our rainbows now. So when you're ready, inhale, top foot lifts. Exhale, lower to the back. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward. Couple more rounds. Inhale, up. Exhale, behind. Follow your breath. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward. 2 more each side. Inhale, up. Exhale, behind. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward. 1 more each side. Inhale, up. Exhale, behind. You got it. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward. Great job. Inhale, up, back to center. Exhale, stack the feet, roll back to your belly. Take a moment, stack your palms, rest your head on your hands. Breathe deeply here for a couple breaths. Check in with your body. Notice how you're feeling. Maybe you notice some heat increase in the hip joints. And we're working on flowing within the hips, so I'm opening them up, but through dynamic movement here. Couple more big breaths, let your body settle. Come back to feeling your breath in your body. Great job. On your next inhale, bring your hands under your shoulders, press yourself on up. Exhale, let's sink it back, child's pose. So big toes touch, knees spread wide, hips to the heels, let your body drape down. Again, maybe you rock those hips side to side. Notice how they're feeling. Breathe to the low back, to the hip joints. 1 more big breath here. On your next inhale, come on up, tabletop position, hands and knees. Exhale, curl your toes under, press those hips up and back, downward facing dog. And you can add any type of movement that feels good for you here. Maybe you bend the knees, pedal out the heels, shift those hips side to side. Just notice how you're feeling here. Take some big breaths, breathe all the way to the belly button. Let yourself just feel into this posture for a couple more breaths. Whenever your next inhale arises, begin to walk or tippy-toe the feet all the way up to the hands. Rise up halfway whenever you get to the top of your mat, and then on your exhale, fold. As you do so, step your feet out as wide as your mat, maybe even slightly wider. So we're going into a semi-wide-legged forward fold. Let's rise up halfway again. So inhale, rise up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold here. Play around with the bend in the knees. Maybe you bend deeper. Maybe you just have a subtle bend. Hands, let's wrap them around opposite elbows if that feels okay for you. So hands grab around opposite elbows. Crown of the head pulls down. So relax the back of your neck as much as possible. You should be able to see the wall or whatever's behind you rather than your mat below you. Couple more big breaths. Breathe deeply. Maybe you play around with shifting your weight towards the toes, maybe back towards the heels. Just notice the subtle difference in the stretch that you receive when you rock forward and back on the feet. Couple more big breaths here. Allow the spine to decompress. Relax your jaw and shoulders. One more big breath. On your next inhale, release your hands down, rise up halfway. Exhale, walk your hands over toward the right-hand side. So you might just be holding onto the thigh. Hands might go to the calf or the shin or around the ankle, but we're just kind of shifting our fold over toward the right leg. Pause wherever it feels good for you again. You can be as lifted or low as you'd like. Continue to pull that left hip back. So we're not pivoting our pelvis. We're keeping our hips parallel to the front edge of the mat. One more big breath. Inhale, rise up, walk back to halfway, and then exhale, walk on over to your left foot. Again, hands can be on the thigh, they can be lower on the leg or possibly around the ankle as you gently draw your chest and torso toward the left leg. Again, pause for a couple of breaths. Keep pressing that right hip back behind you so the hips stay parallel with the front edge of your mat. Let's take 2 more big breaths here. One more breath, you got it. Beautiful. Inhale, walk back up to center, rise up halfway. We're going to hang heavy here again. So exhale, hang, wrap your hands around opposite elbows. This time take an opposite bind than you took before. So if you had one arm on top, flip that one to the bottom. Relax your head. Breathe deeply. Breathe through the backs of your legs, to the hip joints. Relax your torso as the crown of the head pulls towards the ground. Let's take one really big breath here. So breathing in, really filling the lungs on your inhale. And on your exhale, slowly breathing out, finding a nice release. Great job. On your next inhale, rise up halfway, pull the heart forward. As you do so, step your feet back in towards the middle of your mat. Exhale, fold to the feet. One more time, inhale, rise up halfway, pull the heart forward, lengthen the back. Exhale, plant your hands this time, step your feet back behind you, and lower your knees to the ground. So we're going to come to tabletop position. Make sure that your wrists are directly under the shoulders, knees, hips, distance. Continue to breathe here. On your next inhale, keeping the right knee bent, can you lift it up behind you? Yep. Exhale, bring it forward, but bring it as much forward as you can, keeping your back hip stacked over the back knee. So notice how my knee's kind of coming to the midline. Yeah. Inhale, bring it up behind you. Exhale, forward. Inhale, bring it up behind you. Exhale as far forward as you can. This time, bring it up behind you. Inhale, hold here. Pause for a couple of big breaths. Again, you should feel that right glute working. Outside of your right hip points down to the mat. Let's take 2 more big breaths. Keep pressing through the hands. Low belly sucks in. 1 more breath. Exhale, lower the knee to a hover. Alrighty, on your next inhale, knee out toward the right-hand side. Exhale, back to center. Maybe you cross over the back of your right knee. So notice my knee is coming toward the left-hand side. Yeah. Inhale, out to the right. Exhale, towards the middle. Maybe even crosses behind your back, the left knee. Inhale, open up. Exhale, cross over. This time we're going to hold. So on your next inhale, lift out to the right-hand side. Pause. Couple big breaths. Keep pressing down through your hands, keeping the chest lifted. Low belly sucks in. 1 more big breath here. You got it. Exhale, lower, set the knee down. If you need to take a moment to shake out your wrists, feel free to do so before we proceed to the other side. Notice how you're feeling. Take a big breath or two. When you're ready, we're going to shift our weight over slightly to the right now, and then on your next inhale, left knee lifts up behind you. Exhale, bring it as far forward as you can. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, swing it on forward. Inhale to lift. Exhale, forward. Already, this time we're going to hold. So inhale, lift it on up. Pause. Couple big breaths. Keep pressing through the hands. Outside of your left hip points down towards the mat. 2 more big breaths. 1 more, you got it. Exhale, lower just to a hover. All right, we're going out to the side now. So inhale, lift to the left. Exhale, center, maybe crosses behind the right knee. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, center with a cross. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. This time we're going to lift and hold. So when you're ready, inhale, lift out to the left-hand side. Pause for a couple big breaths. Try to keep the shoulders stacked over the wrists. Breathe deeply. 2 more breaths. You got it. 1 more. Exhale. Good job. Set the knee down. Let's make our way to child's pose. So big toes touch, knees spread wide. Sink the hips back to the heels. Allow your head to rest down towards the mat. Good job. Take a couple big breaths. Give yourself a little pat on the back. Thank your body for exactly what it can do today. Maybe you give yourself a gentle smile. Breathe to those hips. So again, try to bring your mind's eye, your awareness to the hip joints. What do they feel like? When I bring my awareness there, they feel slightly warm. You can feel that they've definitely been working. But just take some time to observe, to be with your body. Notice what you feel. Breathe through what you feel. So connect to the inhales and the exhales. Let's take 1 more big breath here. On your next inhale, begin to walk your hands back towards you until you're sitting up and propped up on the heels. On your exhale, swing your legs out and around in front of you. We're going to lay down next. So inhale, scooch forward if you'd like. Exhale, hands reach out, and then slowly lower yourself down to the ground. Once you get all the way down, inhale, step your feet in towards you so the heels are in towards your bottom, feet are hips distance, hands come down to the mat with the palms face down. On your next inhale, right ankle crosses over the left thigh. So like you're sitting in a chair with crossed legs. Exhale once you get there. From here, we're going to lift up and lower in bridge pose with the legs exactly as they are. Before we begin to move, as a note, when you lift up, try to press your right knee down towards the mat. That'll help give you some balance for not having that right foot down on the ground, okay? So when you're ready, on your next inhale, press through that left foot and lift the hips up off the ground. Right knee presses down. Exhale, lower the hips just to a hover. 2 more than we hold. So inhale, press those hips up. Exhale, hover. You're doing great. 1 more. Inhale, lift on up. Exhale, hover. This time we're going to hold. So inhale, lift it on up. Once you're lifted, continue to breathe. Really press that right knee towards the ground. Keep pressing down through the left heel. Chin lifts up off the chest as you look towards the ceiling. 1 more big breath. Exhale, slowly lower back down. And then set your right foot down on the mat. Take a moment or 2. Breathe deeply here. Couple big breaths. All right, you ready for the other side? So whenever your next inhale arises, left ankle crosses over the right thigh. Now, exhale. On your next inhale, press through that right foot, lift the hips on up, left knee presses down towards the mat. Exhale, lower just to a hover. 2 more than we hold. Inhale, lift it on up, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, hover. 1 more than we hold. Inhale, press it on up. Exhale, hover. Alrighty, we're going to hold this one. So inhale, lift on up, pause, couple big breaths, keep squeezing the glutes. Again, left knee presses down towards the mat, press down through your right heel. 1 more big breath. Beautiful. Exhale, slowly lower back down, set those hips down, eventually place the left foot down on the mat. Again, take a breath or 2 here. Just allow yourself to rest for a moment without any movement. If you'd like from here, maybe you just gently sway the knees side to side. beginning to find a release in the low back. Just be gentle with yourself, only move when you're ready. Relax the jaw, soften your face. Once you feel like your low back has settled a bit, gently hug the knees in towards the chest and wrap your arms around the legs. If you'd like, maybe you continue that rock side to side. As you rock, press the low back, the hips down to the mat, so like you're getting a little low back massage. Breathe deeply here. On your next inhale, release the bind with the hands, moving to happy baby pose. Lift the feet up, inhale, flex the feet. You can grab behind the thighs on the lower legs or ankles, or wrap your hands around the outside edges of your feet. Flex the feet and continue to press the low back down towards the ground. Try to resist the lift of your hips and low back. You can totally rock side to side if you'd like to here, but wherever you go, really relax your shoulders and arms. If you find like you're really reaching and the head's lifting up off the ground, lower your bind a bit. So grab a little lower on your legs. Maybe you manage a smile here. It's happy baby pose. Take another big breath or two. Breathe to the hips. Whenever you're ready to transition, we'll move towards Baddha Konasana. So those butterfly legs at the beginning of class. Exhale, the feet will drop in towards each other. Insides of the feet touch, knees splay outwards. The heels press down towards the pelvic region as the knees press towards the front of your mat. Again, shoulders are nice and relaxed, arms are soft, so the bind can be around the hands, around the ankles, or simply around the lower legs. Find what works for your body today. Couple big breaths here. Really breathe to the hips. Deep breaths. And you could stay here for as long as you'd like. When you're ready to transition to the reclined version of this posture, you'll allow your feet to drop to the ground in the shape that they are in. So you'll release your hands, feet continue to press in towards each other, and you'll set them on the ground. So butterfly legs with the feet on the ground. Hands can rest on the inner thighs, they can rest on the belly, or simply down by your sides. Once you get to this posture, just find what works in your body. Maybe the eyes draw closed at this point. Continue to stay with your breath. Try to relax the internal hip flexors as much as you can, so let go of any resistance to gravity's pull. Just allow your legs to relax and the knees to soften towards the ground. Breathe deeply to the hips. Allow your mind to settle on the breath. If you'd like to stay in this posture for Shavasana, or even just for a little bit longer, feel free to do so. Whenever you're ready, make your way towards Shavasana, straightening out the legs and the arms. If there's any other postures you wish to take before Shavasana, now's the time to do it. So give yourself whatever feels good, and we'll eventually meet up resting in Shavasana. If you're still flowing, please take your time. Give yourself whatever you need right now. If you've made your way to our final resting pose, gently close your eyes if you haven't already. And take a moment to invite in a soft, easy, a relaxed nature to your mind, to your body, to the space all around and within you. Begin to soften your body even further, starting by relaxing the crown of your head. Soften your forehead and your eyebrows. Relax your eyes and your temples. Soften your cheekbones as you relax the jaw. Lips soften. Relax the teeth and float the tongue down away from the roof of your mouth. Soften the ears and the back of the head as you relax the scalp. Allow the head to sink towards the ground beneath you. Soften the neck as you open the throat. Melt the shoulder blades towards the ground. As you do so, feel the chest slightly open and soften. Relax the upper arms, the elbows. Soften the lower arms and the wrists. Relax the palms of your hands. Soften the backs of your hands. Let them sink towards the ground. Soften the fingers as they naturally curl inwards towards the hands. Soften your chest, the space around your heart, as you relax the rib cage and the belly. Melt the back body towards the ground beneath you, softening every vertebra and muscle in the back. Relax the hips, the glutes, the pelvic area. As you relax the upper legs and the knees, soften the lower legs and the ankles. Relax the tops of your feet, the bottoms, and allow every toe to get a little bit lighter. Notice if you're holding on anywhere else in your body, and simply let go. Continue to keep letting go, letting go, letting go, even if you're not sure what you're letting go of. Allow this inner state of peace and ease to translate to your mind, softening it, letting it melt away as though it's a muscle itself. For the next couple of moments, allow yourself to simply be, to rest in this posture as your body soaks in the goodness of your practice today. Gently begin to invite the awareness back in towards your body. Maybe you deepen the breath or add subtle wiggles to the toes, the fingers, the wrists and ankles. Only when you feel ready to move, gently roll over to either side and pause there to rest in a fetal position. Take your time. Again, only when you feel ready, gently begin to press yourself all the way up to seated, keeping the eyes softly closed as you move. We'll eventually meet up with the eyes closed and palms touching at heart center. Take a couple moments to consciously realize how you feel right now. Draw your awareness to your mind, your head space. Observe, notice how it feels. What word describes the state of your mind right now? Gently draw your awareness to your body, noticing how it feels, maybe even specifically checking in with the hip joints, just noticing how they feel. What word describes the state of your body? Eventually draw your awareness to your emotional well-being. What emotion do you feel in this moment? Just notice, observe, let it be. You're perfect just as you are right now. Gently give yourself a nice smile and really thank yourself for showing up here today, for dedicating your time to your health, your life, and your practice. And thank you so very much for sharing your beautiful energy and practice with me and everybody else who joined in here today. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.